It's an entire empire that's actually built, a 9-figure empire, in fact.
I was working like literally 18 to 22 hours. In fact, we went into debt on the first year. The fire burning has to be a deeper purpose beyond money. This mother with her 6-year-old daughter came to me. She kneeled down at my feet. It was a human connection. Guess how much did they make last year? 53 million USD. Just on TikTok. Guess what? Yeah, just a 2% team. We were offered an acquisition offer. When we take home, each of us are going to pocket at least about 20 to 30 million USD. We turned down that acquisition offer. No one can tell me what I can or I can't do. 0 to 1 is about having one product. From 5 to 10 is expanding to new markets. The same fire that got you started will never be the same fire that keep you going.
Hey guys, welcome to the Modern Wealth Podcast, where we aim to empower, enrich, and evolve your lives. Every week, we have absolutely amazing entrepreneurs, investors, traders who come and actually share about their insights to business and how they've actually excelled in their own professions. Today, we have somebody really, really special, somebody I've known for a very long time. I'll share you all the story in a bit. But he is Dr. Mark Leong, the founder and CEO of Farmz Asia. He is one of the best practitioners of health out there who you can learn so much from. He's transformed thousands of lives, right, through many different supplements, his programs, all that stuff. It's absolutely amazing. It's an entire empire that's actually built, a 9-figure empire, in fact, right? And today we're gonna dive deep into his story and how he got started, some challenges, and again, some beautiful tips you all can actually take away as well. Welcome to the show.
Oh, Rash, perfect. Always happy to have a conversation with you and your lovely audience.
Dude, I want to share with you something. I don't know if you actually know this. I don't even know whether you knew me back then, right? But we actually started our personal development journey at the same time, around the same time. I was there when we were starting out our journey in success resources, attending seminars, programs. I saw you were the guy, crazy guy, spending your money like crazy. Walao, Nikki collecting your money non-stop, Walao, she probably collected so much more money from you, right? Man. Like, wow, crazy. But I was there, swipe credit card, everything, sign up, every job, whatever, right? Every damn program you're attending. And this was at the beginning, I think this was even before Farmz Asia, right?
Yes.
So I know that was the beginning of everything else, if I'm not wrong.
Right.
What was the obsession with learning, and what do you want to get out from?
So at that point of time, I was in the midst of transitioning 100% into business. I was holding my full-time career and started Farmz Asia. I thought that with passion and hard work, it could help us to be successful, but I was damn wrong about it. I was working like literally 18 to 22 hours with my current business partner, and it was tough, right? So I couldn't figure out why are we working so hard and the results were just bad. In fact, we went into debt on the first year. And of course, at that point of time, she was like, hey, Mark, we got to have this conversation. Looking at how we are going down the road, we are going to take more loans, right? And if this goes on, if we can't turn around, we're going to lose everything. And we have to go back to a full employment. Or we literally just cut the losses here and just don't continue the business. So we were presented with a choice, right? Should we go all into business, or should we, just ignore the business? So I think both of us made a conscious decision that we're going to go all in. So after resigning, going all into the business, the first year was the hardest and the most painful, I would say, journey, but the most rewarding one. That wasn't what I expect of an entrepreneurship. I thought it was all glamorous. More importantly, if you put in hard work, you'll be successful, right? I was so bad at marketing. I didn't even know what was closing. I didn't even know what was that term funnel. But we have great products and we had passion. And then I realized that after attending some of the talks, there is actually certain science art to it. And that was where I started being obsessed with learning junkie, started going to every seminar, listening to some of the world's best to really look at how they share, how they motivate, how they inspire people. And then I found that, wow, there is a way that I could implement this in my business. So that was what got me started attending all these seminars.
Yeah, man.
And I found that it's not just as simple as working hard and being passionate. It's a competency that as an entrepreneur, I need to have the ability to market and the ability to close and communicate to my audience, right? And without these skill sets and competency, it's just impossible to get the business going to 7-figure, 8-figure, and even 9 figures.
Actually, I before we get started on your business, right?
Mm.
I spend a lot of money in my own education as well, right? But at the same time, I see people like us who have used it and succeeded.
Right.
But people and then I see the other side where people they do attend every seminar, but then the life is absolutely the same. Nothing changes, right? What is the key difference in your opinion between people who are learning junkies, nothing happens, and people who actually learn and get to the next level?
In my personal opinion,
Yep.
the difference is the people that succeed after going through the learning is they take action fast, they implement
Immediately.
right, and they and I mean, again, I can only speak for myself. Doesn't mean that everything that I've learned that I implement, I get results 100%. The results are either you succeed or you fail. But when you fail, at least for me, we try again to improvise. This is the only difference. While there's a lot of people, they attend, they get hyped up, right? And after 1 week, they implement and they give up. There is no consistency there.
Yep.
Right? So there's the groups that don't succeed after learning are two groups. One, they just learn, and they never apply anything. Right? The second group, they are only implementing when they are fire up. But the moment that fire gets put off, gone. Life goes back to normal. So the only biggest difference is these two parts where at least it applies to me. Every time when I learn something, whether it's through online, offline, I tell myself, right, I'm not going to implement 1,000 things. I'm just going to implement one damn thing, right? And just get it across first before I start step 2, step 3 implementation.
Beautiful, man. How do you keep the fire going?
Oh, this is tough, man. It's tough because the reason the fire that I initially had, I thought that's going to last me for a long time. But that fire changes over time.
Okay.
So understanding at different stage of life, why do you need this? What is the measurement of success? This was the important questions that I asked myself in order to keep the fire burning. And to look through the superficial measurements of success of what society view as success, right? Where most people say, oh, I have to be a millionaire, I must have how many digits of zeros in my bank account. That is not how you keep the fire burning. The fire burning has to be a deeper purpose beyond money. Now, of course, initially, it was money for me because I needed to make sure that we could pay the bills, we could continue to pay ourselves.
Of course.
But beyond that, after you have crossed that, you cannot just be continuously motivated by just money alone. It has to be a bigger purpose.
Sure.
One of the fire that kept me burning was the part where when my father was alive, and I was so busy pursuing my career, and when he got diagnosed with cancer, I tried to do my best. However, when he passed away, the day that he went off, I held a sense of regret over the part where I did not fulfill my part as a good son. And I think that really took me a long time, many years to let go of that self-blame. And I told myself that now my mother is no longer young. She's in her 80s. And after my father's passing, one of the fire that kept me burning was that I wanted to give her a good life. And in terms of experience, in terms of comfort, if I could bring her around the world, I could put her on, business class. I could bring her to any restaurants without looking at the menu. At least I want to give her that experience. Not so much of the material attachment to it. That for me was something that I felt was so important because I don't know when her time is going to come up. And if I could do that, it's important. That was one of the fire that kept me going. And I think the second fire that after moving past the 3rd year of my business, I thought that this is the same fire that's going to keep me going, right? But it wasn't, and I pretended for a while, and it's just going into office every day, just chasing revenue, top line, bottom line, cash flow. I lost it all, right? I felt like a person that is without a soul. And the day that it hit me again when my fire got ignited was when we flew to Cambodia with our community, and we donated toilets where we built them, schools, canteen, and solar lamp. This mother with her 6-year-old daughter came to me, she kneeled down at my feet and she wanted to kiss it. So I said, no, I don't know. I mean, she couldn't speak a word of English, right? At that moment, she was holding my hands and it was just no language needed. It was a human connection that at that point of time, I understood that she appreciated the things that we have done for her that probably her government or nobody has done for them ever, right? By giving them access to clean water, proper toilets, and even education for the children. At a point of time, I started asking myself, right, what if I could provide to people that are less privileged all of these things that we take it for granted in Singapore, and without asking anything back? That feeling was very powerful for me. And I said, you know what, I'm going to start making that change. So that was the second round of my fire activation. But the last one that kept with me for at least 6 years was when I flew to Nepal for one of the EO events, our learning regional events.
EO Impact.
So it was great. We were doing Mount Everest and so on and forth. Then there was this incredible speaker that was invited where she summited Mount Everest 3 times. Half my size in terms of height. And what she does is that she basically takes all the funds that she has raised from supporting people to climb Mount Everest to use it to rescue little girls that are sold to prostitution, slavery, abuse ladies, to give them a job opportunity.
Wow.
You know, when all of us, the most successful entrepreneurs, not only from Singapore, around the world, were in that room, I think we all had that conversation saying that she is financially nowhere near our ability and resources. Now, she could do that. What about us today? We have platforms, we have millions of followers, we have companies, right? And I really felt a sense of, obligation that I needed to do something with the resources that I have. And that was how we built, the mission to feed 1 million children as part of the customers that we're supporting. For every kg that our customer lose, we're going to donate to this cause. And that fire was, for me, so important because I can't fake it. It's not another word on the poster in the company. That was something that kept me driven, moving forward, even when times are hard. So, yeah, man, I know it's a bit lengthy here, but my point to the viewers here is that the same fire that got you started will never be the same fire that keep you going. You just have to keep finding what's getting you moving every now and then.
I read a bit of a mission, which is to feed like 1 million underprivileged children. Is that correct?
Yes.
Wow, that's beautiful, man. That's amazing. This is business with impact, business with purpose, right? I love how it all is evolving currently right now. True. But if I can bring you to the very beginning, bro, when you had little resources and everything, how did Farmz Asia actually start? I knew about your dad, but how did it start? What was the first product you came up with? And how do you start?
We started with a juicing program because of my father's cancer, where he couldn't eat solid food. And with that short, change of diet for that remaining few months that he had or been given by the doctors, we were able to extend his life to another 4 more years.
Nice.
And then we have a lot of family and friends started asking, what was your father eating? What was he drinking? So we started sharing. And then I realized that a lot of cancer survivors were having the same dilemma, whether it's them or their family members, right, their caregivers. Like, what else can they eat? Because a typical medical doctor will just tell you, or oncologist, eat more veg. But he couldn't even swallow solid food anymore. So we started with that product, but we realized that rolling out to the market was very difficult because it wasn't a business. It was a passion. And we started changing instead of a 7-day juicing for cancer patients, we started renaming it to a detox for weight loss.
I see.
And that was the beginning, right? And I think the naming here matters even though the product was still the same. Why? Because a lot of people, even though they were dying, they literally don't care about their health.
Care about losing weight.
Yeah, I've got cancer patients that come to me. They got 6 months, right, to live, and they ask me, Dr. Mark, by doing this, can I lose my belly? And it's like, dude, you're gonna die. You care more about how you look than your cancer, right?
Yeah.
So I think it was really important that even people are dying, they want to look good when they die. So that was how we started with the program. Of course, along the way, we continue to pivot. right? I've lost count how many times we have pivoted. So it was a long journey, but that was how we started.
I see. Weight loss is a huge niche lah, right? Until today.
Yes.
Bro, it's so interesting, right? Literally right before you stepped in, a lady messaged me, it's like, hey, I want to lose weight rapidly in the next 2 weeks. Got anything to recommend me, right? My goodness. Like, it just happened. I just got this call. Okay, anyways, coincidence maybe, I don't know, right? Maybe I can refer him to you. But anyways, so what does the business look like today, right? Is it still a juicing program, detox program? How does the business look like today?
So now we have a full health tech company. What we do here is that we basically have patients that come to us and say, look, I want to jump on certain supplements or certain nutrition. Most people will just sell them a course, right? Or a program or supplements.
Yep.
Now, we don't do that. For us, we are very niche in terms of we only support a few groups of individuals. People with chronic conditions like high cholesterol, high blood pressure, fatty liver, heart disease, and also cancer survivors. These are the large groups that we support. And of course, the sixth group is adults above 35 with obesity.
I see.
Now, what we do differently is that we will provide all these individuals an assessment or a basic diagnosis. So they can do two parts, right? Either one, which is more accurate, is to take their blood test, urine, and stool.
Okay.
So that from there, I will tell you, hey, Rash, these are all the nutrients that your body is lacking.
I see.
All right. Now, in order for you to bring down your body fat, you have to eat how much protein, how much, all your macros, right, in a day.
Yes.
Right. Now, these are the food that you should be eating.
Yep.
And if you are a busy person, these are the supplements that you can add on. So that is the first step that we do. And of course, from there, secondly, is that we provide our supplements that are also very specific. We are not a pharmacy anyway. So these supplements are basically created or curated and formulated in Singapore and our chemists in Germany. And we have these also independently lab tested by third-party labs in Singapore, US, and Europe.
Wow.
And of course, we work very closely with Singapore Poly as well to make sure that these are all tested by credible universities, right? So that is the part that we provide people. They can have it a one-time purchase, or they can go on a membership where it's a subscription, where we send them every month at a member's price. So long story short is that we provide from services. We make services now free. You only pay for the entire ecosystem, which comes with all your supplements, community access, and constant learning from experts, because we believe that learning alone is hard. And now with Google, with ChatGPT, AI, learning is free. Nobody's going to pay for learning. But being part of a community changes everything. The activities that motivates you and keeps you moving.
I see.
So that's what we do right now. And of course, with our AI, it helps to also connect with you rather than waiting for our nutritionists and dietitians in the past to come in from 9 to 5. You can speak to our technology any time of the day.
I see.
And this will also help to build, for example, after your weight loss, what's next?
I see.
It will provide you all the necessary insights that you need for your next goal. Because after all, no one is going to lose weight every month. Right? We only lose weight maybe once or twice a year, depends on what are the occasions, or if you're training for high rocks or whatever it is, right? But what's next? So this is what we do.
Can I ask you a question, Dr. Mark? Right now, I'm very sure you're aware, GLP-1, Ozempic, right? Like, talk about weight loss. This has gone absolutely viral, absolutely insane. I don't know if you know, but the first one-man billion-dollar company was just created. The guy selling GLP-1 and stuff like that, right? So, like, is that stuff that you even look at? Is that part of your business or not at all? Like, you guys do alternative?
We do look at that. I mean, that gentleman that did that, I think it was a very successful model. But it's in a way, we are not going towards that model 100% because it's more of a telehealth if I look at it, right? We still want to have the human touch in it, not fully digitized. So we are having a combination of 50-50.
I see. No, but in terms of the product-wise?
Product-wise, yes.
Okay,
Definitely.
product-wise as well lah.
Yes.
Okay, interesting. So it's again alternative lah, right? Rather than just like what else can you look at besides just doctor subscriptions to hey, I'm sick currently, I'll just take these pills and whatever else.
Precisely.
So this is really changing internally whatever you're consuming, whatever you're putting in your body, right? To really check and help people lah.
Yes.
Right. Can you share some testimonies of people who have come through the program besides your dad, right? Like of people's lives who have actually really been transformed and changed. I think that will really impact people.
Oh man, we have thousands of them. I mean, if you all can Google us up. But one of the most, there's a few very impactful ones which I still remember until today. One of the stories were, this couple called Sherry and Kelvin. Both of them were overweight, all right, and they are in their 50s. They were diagnosed with all the highs, you name it.
Everything. High cholesterol. Yeah.
And for many years, they give up. Everyone told them that they were impossible. And, when they came to us, they said, I want to be healthy. I said, Sharon, Kevin, are you sure you want to be healthy? What do you mean by healthy? And they couldn't define what healthy means to them. And I asked them, how's your relationship going? Right? How's your life going? And from there, they started sharing like their marriage is falling apart. And in their career, it's tough because they are tired all the time. They can't run their business. So we said, look, you don't want to be healthy. You want to have the energy to be able to go to office, work your ass off in your business, right? And serve the people that are your clients. You want to have that amazing romance, like how y'all initially dated before marriage or even after marriage, the first few years. That is what you're looking for. Now, so in order for you to achieve that, we got to adjust a few things. So I say, give us 23 days. All right, 23 days, we're going to help you feel very different and look very different. They went through that 23 days, and after that, each of them lost more than 10 kg.
Wow.
But for me, it wasn't the weight. I mean, anyone can just go on calorie deficit and lose crazy amount.
For sure.
But it was how they both look at each other, that they haven't seen each other in that manner. So we took both of them for a makeover, fully sponsored, and we gave them the best VIP experience, red carpet that night. We picked them up from their home.
Wow, beautiful.
We booked a restaurant. And when they came to us after that night, they said, I have not felt like that for more than 10 years.
Wow.
I think that was something very touching for me. Right? And of course, the other one that was really, really, I would say, touching for us as well in terms of testimony was this individual called Shak. He has been on medication for the longest time. Gout attack, constant pain, uric acid spiking up. He couldn't even walk. He couldn't play with his kids. We said, okay, it's not going to be overnight. Give us 3 months, right? Let's transform your diet and your lifestyle from how you sleep. Now our friend is jumping, and he has just completed his most recent high rocks as well.
Wow.
So I think there are many of such stories, but these are some of the ones that allow us to look back and say we have done a damn good job, right, in transforming lives.
Oh, absolutely.
And this gives us that meaning. It's not just about, again, how they look, but it's how they feel. Doesn't matter if you lose 20 kg and you still feel the same. All right? It's about having that renewal.
Amazing, bro. Amazing. This is really, truly transforming lives, right? Something that I'm very passionate about. As in, I'm sure you know that I'm very into health,
Amazing
fitness.
job you guys are doing.
Yeah. As in, personally myself, I'm very much into health and fitness. So I love the stuff you're doing. Dude, just straight to the point. How do people actually go and find out more? So if I want to start on Farmz, like a program you guys have, for example, like how do they start?
You can just go to www.drmarkleong.com.
Okay.
And there will be some questionnaires that we usually get, the first timers to answer, like exactly what are you looking for? Like, don't tell me that you're going to be healthy, right?
Yep.
Is it lowering your cholesterol? Is it lowering your blood pressure? From there, after you have selected, our dietitians will connect with you.
Okay, beautiful. So that's how it works, lah. So they fill up everything, then a person contacts, then you all go through a process where they interview and whatever else.
Yes.
I see, beautiful. Okay, cool. Good to know. Now let's switch up the gears a bit to business, right? So I want to talk about business. And what got you from 0 to 1? And then what got you from 1 to 10?
0 to 1, it's having one product.
And what was that for you?
It was the 23 days revival method.
Okay.
One product, right?
Why 23? I noticed you like this number 23.
Lucky number.
Lucky number.
So, the 23 days, it's after testing, right? We tested 10, we tested 12, we tested 30.
Yeah.
23 days happened to be the most optimum point for the liver, the kidneys, and the colon to go through a proper process of removing the toxicity with a bit of push through clean diet. Anything lesser than that is too compressed. The person may feel a lot of stress going through that change. Anything longer than that is far too long. So 23 was the most optimal one when we did all the testing to make sure that, that is the best time.
Okay.
So 0 to 1 is about having one product, not doing too many things. We tried the first 0 to 1. We tried like, okay, maybe you know what? If every product can give us 100K, 10 products going to give us that 1 million, right?
Yeah.
Or 12 things, right? It doesn't work that way. In fact, I felt that the energy and attention was just split everywhere. So we cut down to one thing, and we just continuously focus on how do we make it better for the clients to see results faster, right? How do we amplify the results for the clients, even though the 23 days is still 23 days?
I see.
So that was what got us from 0 to 1.
Yep.
Now, it's not a straight line from 1 to 10. So for us, or for me at least, it was 1 to 3, then 3 to 5, then 5 to 10. It requires different engine. So what was the difference here? So literally from 1 to 5, it's all about having then multiple products, right? And for us is that what we did differently was that apart from the program, we also launched our range of supplements. That for us was very important. And also we ramp up our marketing. Marketing was key. So we go omni-channel, not just online. We went offline. While most of our clients come from 90% online, we have 10% offline, but we were doing guerrilla marketing. So that for us was one of the reasons why we break eventually to 5 and eventually to 10. Wow. and so on and forth. But from 3 to 5, you could be doing the same thing, but you just eventually will start burning out.
I see.
Why? Because of two things, system and team.
Yep.
So I realized at that point of time, a lot of dependency was on me. Right? Everyone's like, Mark, Dr. Mark here, Dr. Mark there.
Yeah.
And I have 24 hours.
Of course.
And it's so tiring, right? And the stress starts to begin to pile up because why? When you are at that size, there's this thing called the death valley. The death valley is that before you break from 1 to 10, if you stuck for far too long in there, you eventually are going to die.
Okay.
So you got to get out from the death valley.
Sure.
Because that's where your cost starts going up, your team starts becoming bigger, and then you start to find that there's a lot of leakages. So for us, we're like, shit, okay, what do we do? Right? So eventually realize that we have to reduce the dependency on me and to start bringing in or building great people in the team that they are driven, they are competent to do what they were supposed to do rather than waiting for the top-down instruction. Secondly, right, is constantly having that system. Like for example, everyone wants to film contents. They want to make contents. But it's not about, okay, let's film it tomorrow. I think this took me a very long time to learn, and I'm still adjusting to it until today. But it's having that discipline and a system on how long do you take to complete the number of scripts? When are you going to fix that fixed day to shoot it, edit it, to produce it, and eventually post it, right? So these are the systems that help us to then produce more consistently. Likewise, right, there's a lot of systems that we built in, like our nutritionists, dietitians, customer service. So every little department, we started going from the front to the back to start systemizing it. And that gave us another breakthrough. It was not just about running harder and harder. Otherwise, it's just constant stuck where you can't break through. And of course, from 5 to 10 is expanding to new markets. So we realized that Singapore market is small. In order for you to grow, you really have to just go into different markets.
What other markets are you in?
We're in Singapore, Malaysia, Philippines, and also now we're going into Hong Kong.
Wow, beautiful, man. So again, around Asia, right?
Yes.
So Southeast Asia and now Hong Kong as well.
Yes.
Beautiful, man. And wow, that's crazy. And what was the impact, like, the difference in the different countries, for example? Obviously, Singapore is one of the richer countries, right?
True.
But how was it like in other countries, like Philippines, for example, or even Malaysia? As in, did that really amplify the business? Did it really move the needle for you?
Oh, yes, definitely. I mean, if I look at just Malaysia alone, the population is way bigger than Singapore.
Yeah, and they have a health problem.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, and it's big, right? I mean, the needle really moves when you do the right thing. But one of the biggest learning for us is that we thought that what works in Singapore, copy paste into Malaysia and it will work directly. It didn't.
Interesting.
Because of the consumer behavior, it's just different. Culturally, it's still different, right? We always think they are the same,
but different.
And it's just different, right? There's this saying, same, but not same.
Sure.
So it's And that for us was a great learning. So we started understanding what each of these countries were looking for, and also the buying power is very different.
Of course.
We thought that, okay, our products are always on the premium side.
Yep.
So we thought, you know what, in Malaysia and Philippines, we're going to sell to only the well-to-do people.
Yep.
But it's tough, right? I mean, when you run ads, you can't really laser target where the people stay, right?
Yep.
So then we realized that, okay, there is how much each country are willing to spend in terms of the general population. So we also adjusted the price point, the products to cater for that majority, rather than say, you know what, we only want to target the more, affluent people, and that make a difference for us.
I see.
Yeah.
So it did move the needle, lah.
Definitely.
I see.
Right? But I think there's a good learning here, and hopefully will benefit your viewers as well, who are business owners. Again, right, it always sounds sexy, like, okay, you know what, we have these very successful products and solutions, let's bring this to the next market here. It's not really as simple as going in like that. So for example, Thailand. I mean, Thailand is known for, the medical tourism, right? Biohacking. They are far more advanced than Singapore. You got all your IV drips and peptides and everything there, right? So I thought, it's so easy for us to go in as a Singapore brand. Our boy, I was wrong. We went in there, it was tough. We literally had the worst sales when we tried to penetrate into Thailand market for many reasons, right? So it's not always a copy paste and hope for it to work. You really have to understand what the locals are looking for. And also, sometimes as a foreign company, it's better to go in to some of these countries with strategic partnerships.
Of course. If you know the local context as well, lah.
Yes.
I think that's very, very important. Can I talk about some of your, how long did the 1 to 10 take? Because again, it's only been 10 years the business started, right? Like, you went from 0 to 1, 1 to 10, 10 to 100. Talking about exponential growth, right, throughout certain years. You mentioned that after COVID, the business went like 4x, for example.
Right.
But you can give the timelines between each period.
It took us about 1 to 10, approximately about 6 years.
Okay.
Yeah, 6 years. The growth really only started to happen for us was during COVID. Because prior COVID, we were very much offline. We were just running ads to get people to come to our physical stores. I would not consider that as a online business, right? But COVID forces, because I remember when there's this code orange, only the essential business are allowed to operate. So we have multiple brands, but the essential business that we had was not sufficient to cover for the entire group's costs. So we say, shit, we're gonna die. So I call out a good friend of mine, John Lee. I say, hey bro, man, I'm super stressed, right? 1:30 a.m., right? I'm like, I calculated our cash in the bank, looking at the runway. And I have no idea when the hell is COVID going to end. And what happened was that at the point of time, we started investing and expanding massively, right? We bought more properties, and it was crazy stress. So even with that government support at that point of time with the bridging loan, we were like, shit, this can't go on, right? If 6 months from now, we're going to be totally depleted. So you say, hey, Mark, you got to go into webinar. I'm like, dude, I don't even know what the hell is webinar, right?
Sure.
So he said, you got to do or die. So that was when, I took up my phone, laptop, and
Figured it
felt
out.
weird, right? It's like you're talking to the computer and you don't know if people are reacting to it. But that was the beginning, and that was the best thing that happened. So from there on, it really just changed everything for us. That was where we had our 4x. So that gave us crossing that 10 million mark, right?
Wow.
And we started to look at the business and say, hey, look, right, what does brick and mortar now mean? Do we really still need that conventional model of having outlets, all right? Or does it provide experience for our customers? What if we can do this virtually, right, and scale faster and reach more people? So I think that was really the questions that we started asking. And it changed everything for us. So we pursued on a 5-year digitization plan after that COVID pandemic that has helped us to constantly grow until today.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's amazing, man.
Yeah. But also, I mean, to your question, I think, Rash, I always used to think that as a business owner, for us to go from 5 to 10, 10 to, whether it's 100 or 80, it's about, again, right, having more products, working harder, opening more markets. I see that there are different business owners that play different game. I also realize that sometimes it's not just one way to get there.
Of course, for sure.
So we started understanding about valuation, leverage. This was something that I learned only on the 7th year of the business, which also made a difference for us, right? Of every time when a business owner wants to expand, it sucks cash. So one of the mistakes that we did was every time we wanted to open an outlet, launch a new product, we kept using our own money, our own profit to keep reinvesting back. And that was where even though the top line and bottom line continuously grow, it's very sexy on paper. But as the founders,
it's painful, bro.
We are broke.
Yeah, exactly.
My salary was freaking the same, and I don't even have like special bonus or dividend, right? Even after like 7 years.
That's crazy.
Right? So my partner said, Mark, why are we working so hard and the business looks so good in front of everyone?
Yeah.
But we are still the same. While we don't really care about the money,
Sure.
but to a certain extent, it does matter because
Yeah, absolutely, man.
we're still a family, right?
Yeah.
So then we started looking at what can we leverage so that we don't constantly feel that stress when we want to expand.
I see.
This was something that was very valuable for me.
And that was a game changer as well.
It was a game changer, man.
Wow.
We were able to expand faster. Yeah. And do more R&D.
I see. Wow, this is a important takeaway for me. I think this is a phase I'm at. I think it's an important thing to understand as well, right? But how do you go about your due diligence with regards to leverage? Let's say, for example, you do borrow to expand, for example. Like, how do you go about managing that risk and making sure that you're not going too crazy?
Oh, that's a that's a very good and also a tough question. Well, expanding too fast can be dangerous, right?
Yeah,
You
of
can
course, for
literally
sure.
die. I mean, we have seen a lot of companies
Absolutely.
that expand very fast and they die overnight, right? So, of course, I don't have a formula to say what is fast. But all I know is this. Now we are no longer competing locally. We are competing with, companies from China. They're coming into our markets, right? And we have seen F&B business all get slaughtered.
Absolutely,
Right?
killed.
They have deeper pockets, they have faster implementation, they have the skill. Now, on the health part, I look at it as in, today, we are one step behind US. And how could we expand in a way that I look at it from a conservative standpoint? How can we double the volume, the revenue that we have right now? If, in terms of doubling, would that be considered too fast? My answer is no. If I tell my team and investors, we're going to 10x, that to me sounds very scary. Then, of course, the risk is higher. So that's the first part, right? I always use doubling as one of the first steps. The second part is, how do we manage the risk? Everything has risk. I always only look at the part where today, if I were to raise this capital, am I able to give back at least double of what the investors put in for us? If the answer is yes, and we are confident that we can deliver that, then we press the button. That's about it. And the critical part is always, raising fund is not the hardest part. Raising fund is easy, right? Today, anyone can go and raise fund. The question is, what are you going to do with the fund? A lot of my business friends have taught me great lessons, not from their success, but from their mistakes. Where most people raise the fund, they don't grow the fund. They use the fund to redeploy back into the running costs. Then you are fucked, right? Literally, right? You're screwed because you're just burning cash. Every time when we wanted to raise the fund, before that, we already asked, how can we use this fund to grow, double what we have right now, top line and bottom line? That's how we look at it from our company, and of course, the philosophy that me and my founder, my co-founder, right, always look at doubling it. That's about it.
Interesting, man. Very. I think there's a lot of digest in there, a lot of gems. And this year is a very important year, right? So, we just had the conversation. This year you're going to have a very big new milestone in the next couple of months. If you can share the audience what's happening.
Yeah, we are excited. We, decided to proceed with our IPO plans.
Wow.
So it'll be a dual listing and something that not so much of having the company on the exchange. The whole idea, have I shared with you why we decided to do that?
No, man. Tell me, man.
All right.
Please.
So it was really interesting, right? After crossing certain milestones in our business, I asked my partner this question, right? So what is the end game for you? And she said, Mark, there's something that I always wanted to experience, and that is, how does it feel like the entire process of taking a company public? So you say, if I get to experience that, I think I will already tick all the boxes. So I said, okay, well, if you think that is something that is going to make you feel like finally your entrepreneurship journey has come to a full circle, let's do it, right?
Sure.
So I had a conversation with her about 6 years ago.
Wow.
And we decided to, pursue on that part. But the conversation really became serious after our fifth and sixth year of the business, right? Where after we break through all the milestones, and what happened was that we were offered an acquisition offer, but we turned it down.
I see.
Because the contract states a 5-year no competing clause. So we could not do the same thing that we have done after exiting for 5 years.
Okay.
Now, with that amount of, even when we take home, each of us are going to pocket at least about 20 to 30 million USD.
Wow.
Comfortable, I believe.
Yeah, of course.
And I mean, we live a simple life, nothing fancy. So she asked me, what are you going to do with that money? I said, I'm going to travel the world for the whole 1 year. Freaking shit, right? I'm going to drink coconuts every day.
Sure.
But she said, what's next? I didn't have an answer.
Wow.
And I think it's really scary where you think about every day you wake up, you are just hustling, and suddenly that question comes like, what are you going to do when you wake up in the morning? I didn't have the answer. I didn't know what the hell am I going to do. Right? I think that I never thought about that. And that idea of retirement just suddenly hit my head that my retirement doesn't mean I sit down and do nothing and wait for time to die.
Sure.
So we turned down that acquisition offer.
Yeah.
And what really got us saying that, hey, we're going to go for this next mountain was when we look at why all the companies that made it big globally, they all have to come from Silicon Valley. They have to come from US. What happens to the little red dot here? Right? We are a brand that people trust. But why are there not more companies in Singapore that are going global? And for me, that was a very important milestone the moment I saw Anthony Tan. He made Grab in NASDAQ.
Yep.
And I said, if Anthony could do it, Jack Ma could do it for Alibaba, right? Joseph Schooling won us the first, gold medal
Yes.
for Olympics. Let's do it. So at that point of time, it was still scary, right? But I tell you, one day I walked into the boardroom where we have investors, we have all the consultants. This guy said this thing. Your numbers are too small. I tell you what, when you hit this milestone, the next 10 years, you come back. That for
this
me...
was 6 years ago.
That for me was the point where I say, you know what, fuck it, man. I'm just going to do this shit, right?
Yeah.
And I'm just going to, prove to myself that no one can tell me what I can or I can't do. So I said to my partner, you know what, I'm going to fulfill that promise for you. At the same time, selfishly, I want to push how far we can go. So that was how the journey of the IPO came about. And of course, I wanted all of us to stand on stage to, not as a sign of when you ring the bell, like, that, we made it, right? But that feeling that you came from nothing. And there are people that even doubt you.
Sure.
And you can prove to the world that you could do it. That was the whole burning desire.
I see.
But man, I tell you, people ask me, hey, how was the whole journey? I think it's rewarding, but it's also painful. If you are just purely going for fundraising, forget about it, right? Because it's not about just for funds. It's just fundraising is not worth the whole journey. Just go to VC. It's very painful, but it was very rewarding, and I think allowed us to also look at how do we build better system, compliance, risk assessment part. It was a totally different game. It's like you're going for ISO certification. So I think that was really, really a very valuable learning in the last 2 over years for us.
Wow.
And I mean, I'm so glad that we are now near the finishing line.
Which is the start of another journey altogether.
It's just another journey, right? It's just another beginning to another step of
another mountain to climb.
Tapping into I would say, a capital game. It's a totally different world again, right? There's so much to learn. I felt that I thought 10 years in business and entrepreneurship, I would have been at a certain level. But every year I started finding myself like there's still so much. And I'm so humbled, right? Every time I meet, greater business owners that run a few $100 million, a few $billion companies, I just find that there's so much to it. While it's so simple, but at the same time, it's not simple. It's so much complexity to it. It's not just a straight line. So
it's a journey, right?
It's
a very fun
journey,
game,
man.
I feel.
Can
Can I ask? So actually, what is the next vision? Like, sure, it is to fulfill a goal, right? But why IPO? Right? As in, what's the future plans with Farmz Asia, right? So are you all going to be using the funds to expand, to grow? What exactly is the use of capital?
The capital use is largely for the entire Revival OX platform that we are building, right? So this platform, I believe everyone should have a nutrition and dietitian concierge
Okay.
24/7.
Okay.
My vision is that when people needs help on their food, it's not so much about what you eat, but how could they have someone there with them and they feel morally, emotionally, mentally supported.
Okay.
That for me is what we are building towards.
I see.
Because this is the missing part. We don't need more information. Today, anybody can just go and press a button, you get everything, your macros all break down.
Yep.
But the part that is the biggest challenge and hurdle that I see after supporting more than 10,000 patients over the last decade, it's that emotional support. And again, right, it's difficult to train and hire 100 healthcare experts to be consistent. So the only way is to have the AI to be there for these people that needs it. So that's what we are building towards. And a faster loop of closing today, the end-to-end. So for example, right, Raj, you asked a very important question. Do you buy supplements?
I do.
You do, right?
Yep.
How do you know what supplements you need?
How do I know? I have a coach who tells me what to eat. Then I just eat.
Right. But do you agree that most people today, at least more than 80% of people walk into a pharmacy buying a bottle of vitamin C,
Yep.
thinking that because their immunity is low, I need vitamin C.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right? They have no clue. How do we even know that supplement they've been taking for 1 year, 2 years, or even whole lifetime,
Yep.
is the body absorbing it or we are not absorbing it? No one has a clue.
Yep.
What we want to do here is to make sure that you don't pick up a bottle because you think you need it. You pick up a bottle because your body tells you that these are the deficiencies.
I see.
And after that, how can you test if your body is absorbing it? And from there, it ties to your medical records with the hospitals, because now we have our health app
Yep.
with the government, but they're all isolated. It's no integration, right? And of course, at the same time, tying back to your health AI buddy from Farmz, where it supports you on your next goal that you set, whether it's weight loss, whether it's reducing your cholesterol, whether it's building more muscles. So it's an entire loop that we are trying to build the entire ecosystem.
Wow.
Rather than just come to me for weight loss or I just want to reduce my medication, right? We don't want that. We find that it's so limited.
Yep.
And of course, the entire ecosystem here is also to put in companies that has done all the necessity clinical tests on their supplements they are promoting with the efficacy, and then we have them available on our platform for our community or for people that wants to look out for supplements that are safe, because there's a lot of fake supplements like fake collagen,
Yep.
right? And it was a buzz the last 1 to 2 years in the biohacking world. But to me, it's a whole bunch of bullshit when you can't even know how do you test the NMN, right? I want to talk about, increase your NAD+. But do you have that multi-million-dollar device in NUS to access to test it out? You can't, right? And a lot of people are just like placebo effect, right? After I take for 1 week, my mental clarity is better. I mean, to me, it's like, yeah, but are you really sure it's better? Maybe it could be your caffeine.
Yep.
So we want to close that whole loop.
I see. Interesting, man. Very, very nice. Dude, as in, it really provoked a lot of thoughts in me, right? Again, how many people actually know what the hell they're taking, whether they actually need it, and whether, what's the effects on your actual body. I think that's the information that is not available currently right now, right? Like AI can tell you whatever, but again, you don't know unless you properly go and test and have something that really loops up the entire thing, lah. I think that's going to be very, very important, man. And again, in this process, you're going to change a lot of lives, transform a lot of lives, help people, really live better, live stronger. And I think that's the most important thing, lah. Right, you bring good karma to the world, right? Dude, reverting back again, recently I actually saw, I went for a course, right, and then I actually met a fellow student who's actually promoting your products. Right.
Okay.
So she, I understand that you're one of, in Singapore, one of TikTok's biggest e-com sellers, right? But, how does the model work, right? So again, she was promoting the collagens and whatever. Apparently she goes live Monday, Wednesday, Friday, just promoting your stuff, right? Like 3 times a week and stuff, right? So what's that entire arm that you actually have? And so people can actually make money from this entire portion as well?
Oh, yes. Obviously, right? So, I mean, we definitely, for us, it's very thin line with MLM for most health companies, right? And for our model, our philosophy is we want to stay away from pyramid system. We don't believe, in the context of stepping on someone else that is working hard, to get a piece of the action. So what happened was that in the last 3 years, when my social media account started growing bigger and bigger, at crossed 1 million, and the question came in, right? Like, well, are these followers just real people, or are these followers just a good number for vanity's sake? And I think a lot of times these questions always comes down to, most business owners and marketers talk about, you got to be taking their contacts, their phone number, their name, so that they become your part of your database. The database is valuable. No, database is bullshit, right? Today, you don't call that a database with just phone number, name, and address of the person. You can't be sending them a whole bunch of spamming letters or SMS, right? Or WhatsApp. Yeah, it doesn't work that way. So we started sitting down on the table and said, look, right, what exactly is a database? A database is not just that 3 things. A database is understanding your customers, what they need, and present to them what is the next path even before they know it. So that was what we find that it was so important. And coming back to the social media, a lot of people are just chasing for vanity metric, right? I got how many million followers, I got how many views. But as an entrepreneur, business owner, you have to spend money to build your marketing team, contents, time, by putting out, whether it's a 60-second video or a 2 minutes video or 10 minutes video on YouTube, right? And for me, it's that, okay, to do this, it has to be self-sustainable. So that was the whole discussion that sparked a different thinking. And at the point of time, we were running ads, selling our supplements, and it was doing well. But what happened was that my partner flew back from China and she said, Mark, oh my God, man, we got to do this. We got to do this fast. I'm like, what? We got to do TikTok live. And she said, you got to download TikTok. I'm like, no way, man. I'm not going to go in TikTok and do some stupid Mickey Mouse dance, right? It's just not me. She said, no, good news. You don't have to do any silly dances, right? Or do any, any funny pranks. And I didn't understand how TikTok worked, So she said, no, let me show you how people are doing this in China. At that point of time, we were not playing the e-commerce game yet. We were just doing webinars. We are running product ads, right? That's all. And in Singapore, I would gladly say that we were still in the early batch of pioneers. So when I saw that, I'm like, geez, man, I got to try this. So I went on to put on my phone, press on the live button, and that first live, I was so surprised that, wow, in just less than an hour, we could literally sold 20,000 worth of our supplements.
Wow.
Without any ad spend.
Wow.
I was like, crazy shit, right? And I only started my TikTok very new, and I was like, wow, imagine if I had now I bring this to my Facebook with, at that point of time, was 600,000 followers, 200 over on my Instagram. I'm like, geez, man, I will be working 7 days in a row. I think it's worth the time. So, but I mean, we say, okay, now we're going to try again. Maybe it's just luck. So we tried again and again and again and again. And it was amazing until TikTok called us up and say, Dr. Leong, can you please come down to our HQ? So we went down to TikTok Singapore's HQ and say, congratulations, you guys are just made it last week to number 1 under the health category. So it's like, geez, all right. So before us, who was number 1? So it was this company of 2 ladies. They're not even Singaporeans, right? They're from China. And they don't even have any brick and mortar. Their followers nowhere near what we have built. But guess what, Rash? Guess how much did they make last year?
I don't know.
Just on TikTok, huh?
Just on TikTok?
Yeah. Throw a number.
1 million?
They made last year 53 million USD.
Are you serious?
Yes. It's shock, right? Are you serious, right?
3 million. Are they still a 2% team?
Yeah, man, they're just a 2% team.
This is...
And I'm like...
Right, change business, bro.
Yeah, man, I think we all change business now, right?
Sorry.
So I was like, what are we doing, right? I've got like huge, size of resources. We got offices all over Singapore, Malaysia, everywhere, Philippines. And like, geez, man, these guys are just pressing a button on a phone and they are making like crazy amount, right? So it's like, now it was a it was more of an ego thing, right? I got to beat this number. It was like you're trying to get into that, funnel hacking,
sure.
2 comma club, 2xx, right?
Yeah.
It was that mission, right? It's like, okay, I'm going to beat this. So we started doing it, and the results were great. So we started recruiting our franchisees, because for us to expand at a point of time, we realized that we can't just give anyone with just money to say, you know what, guys, Farmz Asia, I love what you guys do. I want to buy your physical franchise. If they did not have financial stability, because they can't be signing a lease agreement with the mall, and 6 months from now they say, look, my funds are depleting, the business is not going in the direction that it's going. I need you all to come and bail us out. We did, man.
Yeah, of course, for sure.
And the business competency is also important. So we said, no, we can't go and start issuing physical franchise license out. And it's just, Singapore cost was rising, right? So we were thinking like, how can it be a low entry barrier for our community, retirees, or civil servants that, they need to plan their exit in the next 2-3 years. And people that are just afraid, and of course people that find it very hard to compete today with the younger people or compete in the space where AI and tech is. So we said, hey, let's give them a digital franchise license. That changed everything for them and us, because we could now scale our business, and these people could get a physical, license that they get profit sharing, and we train them how to do not just TikTok live, but go through all the e-commerce platforms. So that was amazing. We did that 2 years ago, and now we are still in the top 5 in the TikTok space. For health category in e-commerce. So we are building now the remaining e-commerce like Shopee, Lazada, which still has plenty of room. And this is only in Singapore, right? So we started building also in Malaysia market. And definitely, I think for the viewers here that are watching, if you, apart from investment, I know that they are learning so much from you. You have great value, and I respect your insights, always very interesting. One of the easiest way to really start is just going to TikTok, going to e-commerce, right? Before the next shiny thing comes again, just ride on the wave.
And that's something they can do with you guys as well, lah.
Oh, absolutely.
How does that work? Like they buy your products first, or how does it work?
So we require the individuals to basically consume any of our solutions first, because
of course
we don't want someone that just want to do it for the sake of making money. You have to be the walking ambassador. And from there, right, we will provide you, the trainings and the application. Why, Rash? I think it's so important. I'm sure you have people that came to you and say, Rash, I want you to teach me, mentor me how to make money. But have you ever felt like some people, they just wanted money and nothing more?
Of course.
And these are not the people that you always want, right?
Absolutely.
So, what we realized is that a lot of people came to us and said, I just want to make money. And it's dangerous because, again, we are talking about people's health here. What if you're not ethical? Right? We don't want that to taint our brand. So we started having applications so that we can vet through and interview all these candidates. And the biggest part is most people want the shortcut, but they're not willing to do the work. So we do not want someone to apply and then they can't give that commitment of minimum hours each week to go through training. If they are not willing to do that, please don't apply.
I see.
Right? Because again, right, everyone is going to say, oh, things don't work.
Yep.
But have you really put in the work? Have you done all that's needed apart from our franchise team supporting you?
I see.
We can only show you the way, but you got to walk the way, right?
Yep.
So basically it's just that simple. So we'll go through an interview with the candidates that apply.
Wow, very nice. And how many of these ambassadors do you all have now currently?
For affiliates, we currently have over 300 affiliates. For our digital franchise, we have 267 partners as of now globally.
Wow, that's great. And this is after an intense vetting process to make sure that people are
Yes.
suitable.
Yes.
Wow.
And most of them are above 50s.
Above 50s, huh?
Yeah. And they are making, 6 figures right now every month.
Wow.
Yeah.
For real, huh?
5 to 6 for real.
Wow.
Incredible. And strictly on only one platform, which we recently only expanded to Shopee and Lazada, but on TikTok alone, they are making this, and it's amazing. I'm so proud of them.
Amazing. Guys, again, I really want to, again, one more time, just so they remember, how do they get in touch? How do they know more, learn more and stuff?
Yeah, so for those of you that are watching, and if you're eating eggs, soy sauce, salt, right? These are the everyday condiments that we use without even knowing if we are eating the right things. You can come in to watch my Saturday night live health show, one of the #1 biggest health show in Asia. Go to www.thefarmz drmarkleong.com. So Resh, I want to make sure that your viewers that are watching right now, they're getting great insights from the people that you bring on your podcast.
Yep.
And we have nothing to sell you. We have no products or no solutions, but we truly want you to benefit from our education insights. So check us out from there.
Awesome. drmarkleong.com. Mark, I really, really appreciate today's session. I learned so much. I think the people got many, many insights as well. Right. So thank you so much for your wisdom. And I'm really wishing you all the best in the next coming years ahead, man. I really hope you the best for the IPO. I really pray that becomes again, maybe $1 billion enterprise one day, right?
Yeah, man. Who knows what will happen, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Everything is possible now.
Everything is possible with, the trajectory you're going. I think health is huge. It's massive. Obviously, every single one of us, requires, and, we all want to be healthy and be better as well, right? So I think, it's going to be amazing. Thank you for sharing. I really, really appreciate it. Guys, again, if you all have enjoyed it, please make sure you all go to his website, check out his information as well. And again, if you all have liked this video, leave us a like. If you all have any questions for Dr. Mark, please leave it in the comment section below, and I'll see you all next time. Thanks, guys.
Hey guys, I'm so blessed to be able to share these inspiring stories of remarkable people with you. Please support us by liking, commenting, and subscribing to our YouTube channel, right? These likes will help us know what videos you want to watch more of. So again, thank you and see you in another video.